So Joe Biden, I believe it was earlier this week. I think it was Monday, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was last week. I watched it. He was on Nicole Wallace's program on MSNBC and was ridiculed for walking off the set while she was wrapping the segment. But, you know, hey, things happen. But she asked him about the Supreme Court, and he said, and I quote, "It would be a mistake to expand the court because I think if we start the process of trying to expand the court, we're going to politicize it maybe forever in a way that is not healthy." And I mean, you know, everybody is celebrating, for example, Moore v. Harper, right? The case where the theory was being presented. This was John Eastman's theory that he brought to Donald Trump, that they tried to, you know, that the individual state, the independent state theory, that individual states can basically decide who won in their states regardless of what the voters have to say. They can just send any elector they want to the Electoral College, which is kind of what the Constitution says. And the Supreme Court rejected that part of it. And everybody went, "Oh, bravo, isn't that great? You know, the Supreme Court saved our bacon here." But that's not really what happened. The opinion that was written by Roberts and the concurring opinion, which was even more troubling, that was written by Brett Kavanaugh, by Beer Bong Blackout Brett, basically say that, and in fact, Kavanaugh references the 2000 election, the Bush v. Gore case, where the Supreme Court decided who would become president of the United States. And they made George Bush the president, even though at that point in time, Al Gore had 500,000 more votes than George W. Bush did nationwide. And the Florida Supreme Court was so uncertain of the results in Florida that they had ordered a statewide recount that they were in the middle of. While Roger Stone and John Roberts and Brett Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett were all down in Florida running the Stop the Steal operation. None of them were on the Supreme Court. They all are now, outside of Roger Stone, who got pardoned. But in any case, they basically said, what Roberts and Kavanaugh said was, nothing wrong with the 2000 decision, and we think federal courts should have that kind of power in the future. So basically, yes, they took the power away from the states in the independent state legislature theory, but they didn't do away with that power. They reserved it for themselves. And this is the rest of the story, as the old saying goes, that is not being reported in our media, and I wanted to make you aware of. There's no short-term thing here, but keep an eye on this over the long term. This could be very problematic.